Hope everyone's doing well. This is going to be a quick video over the price action for the Emini today. And I'm going to make a video after this giving some thoughts on trading a real account and live streaming. It's not the right word, but videoing real trade examples. And I'm trying to figure out a few kind of things on my end, and my real goal with that would be to have an account, start it with an amount, $100, and if it's Forex, 500 if it's the micro E-minis, and show trade after trade and day after day of how to manage an account and grow it and trade management. I think that's something I've always wanted to do. So that is, I know I've said I would do that before. I am planning by the end of January to have that going. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, back to today's price action. Overall, let me get rid of some of these lines and start fresh. So the past few days, we've been in a, overall trading range. We broke below yesterday's range. Let me do it like this. Here's yesterday's high. I've got snap mode on. There we go. Here's yesterday's high. Yesterday's low. And anyways, you can see on the open, it's kind of hard to find it, but the open is this bar, and it's a very small doji right here. It's hard to even tell. Let me do it like this just to make it easier to see. So here's the session. I'm going to go ahead and remove that because it makes the first bar hard to see, and it's a doji bar, and we're following another outside. Here's an outside bar, and this opening bar is an outside bar. It's trading range price action. In general, 50-50 chance you're going to break below here. 50-50 chance you're going to break below here. Today's a good example, though, of breakout mode where it's not necessarily 50-50, because 50-50, you get a bear breakout, 50-50 chance you get a bull breakout, and then 50% chance you get a failed breakout, bear breakout, which would happen here, and a 50% chance you get a failed bull breakout. Now you can make the argument, bear trend, a double top, so we had a bear trend here, this sell-off, we had a high, pullback, and then a wedge top, so it's kind of like you can call it a double top, where the third push made a triangle. It doesn't really matter. Bar 2, we fell below. I want to make these bars a little bigger. Now I'm going to keep it like it is. And you can see another thing, flat moving average, 60-minute chart. I'll do it like this. Whenever the moving average is relatively flat, it's a warning that it's trading range price action, and I'll leave it as it is. It's a warning that it's trading range price action, and it may stay that way. Bar 2, bear bar, but still not significant. You know you're going to get a breakout of this range for sure, 99% chance. Wait for more. Doji, trading range. You should be thinking, big red lights going off in your mind, we're not going to get this. We're not going to get this. We're going to get this or this. Confusion. Is it always in short, always in long? I have no idea. And it doesn't matter, because we'll see it in a second. Bear bar, big doji. We broke strongly below, but tail. What is that a warning of? It's not a strong buy because it's a doji, and the risk is big. So if you buy above it, put your stop down here. There's 1 times your risk. There is 2 times your risk all the way up to here. So it's not great. So it could be more sellers above. We have a bull bar, so bull bar closing on its high, but again, right back to the middle of the range as expected. And the middle of the range is like a magnet. And when we break below the trading range, the magnet turns on, or excuse me, this magnet turns on, and we get vacuumed back up to it. But when we get there, the magnet turns off. Doji, 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 and then we get a strong bull bar. So now we're starting to break to the new high. Okay, so we have a strong breakout, best looking bull bar all day. But what about the prior breakouts? What about this bull bar or these bear bars? What's going to be at? What are we going to see? Doji. So think about that for a second. We broke to a new high here, and we were disappointed here. We broke to a new low on this bar, so we broke below this low here, during here, and we failed. What's going to happen here? Well, it's a strong enough surprise. We may get a small second leg up, but we also might fail. So it's not a great buy the close bar. And then we went outside up. So bull bars, disappointed on this bar. What happens here? Well, they quickly, some may buy for a scalp. So the close is 99.75. That means they would need 0.1. So 99.75. They basically need 0.75. Price went up to 99.50. So they could have gotten 1 point, couldn't have gotten 2. But anyways, they're disappointed. Probably best to get out of shorts, get out of longs below that bar. And we're starting to just kind of sell off. So what's happening here? Two-legged pullback, so breakout, 2 legs, 1 pullback, 2. You could argue a wedge. So we went above this bar, failed. Went above here, failed. Went above here. We may get a bear breakout below a wedge. Trying to form a bottom. And 3 consecutive bull bars. But again, look at the overall rally. It's fairly disappointing. And what happened here? Broke to a new high, failed. So what's happening? Bears are making money. Broke above this high, failed. Broke above this high, failed. So bears are selling with limit orders here and making money. Are they going to make money here? Probably. And eventually stop orders will make money. So bears sold here, they made money on a stop. They had to scalp, but they still made money. If bears sell here, they're probably going to make money on a scalp. And look, 3 consecutive strong bear bars. It looks like a wedge, reversing, quite a bit of price action, but still may need to see more. And then we get a doji, disappointment. And that's kind of the same similar situation over here to an extent, and that is it's so common to get breakouts that are fairly disappointing. And in a trading range, you see this, by the time it's obviously going down, you're disappointed. So it's obviously going down, you're disappointed. Obviously going down, you're disappointed. So we have a low one short, bottom of a range, still probably going lower. Lots of bear bars. Strong enough breakout, you're probably going to get a second leg down, but you have to be kind of questioning right here. Here's the lows. And where's the urgency? Where's this? We're just not getting it. So another big bear bar, bad follow through. So it's kind of a parabolic wedge. 1, pullback, 2, pullback, 3. Tight enough channel that it's not, I wouldn't necessarily consider it parabolic. It's every time the market pulls back a little, traders sell. Every time the market goes down, traders buy back shorts or buy. So the further it goes down, the less urgency we're getting towards selling. That was probably going to fail. Bear bar, and boom. Now we have a pretty big bear bar breaking below the range. So trading range, really big bear bar. What's the follow through going to look like? Decent follow through. Okay. So breakout, follow through, probably going to get a second leg down. Maybe a measure move down. Maybe a measure move down based upon this range. But what we at least know is it looks like a successful breakout, and then we get an outside up bar. So now what do? Well, we broke below here with breakout follow through, big outside up bar, probably at least sellers above and sideways, but this is damaging for the bears. furthering the chances that this could fail. So we have a low one short. What are the sell the close bears going to do? So if I'm a bear and I sell the close, okay? I sell, I put my stop up here, and what is my goal? A second leg down. I'm hopeful that we get this. So I sell here, I get short at 71.50, and I take profits at 56, and I make a, I do great. And I'm also hopeful that we sell off and get a measure move down. But what I also know is that might not happen. So I sell the close, and boom, disappointed. Well, I may set a limit order to buy back my shorts here or nearby. And look what happened. We couldn't even get to it. So bears sell the close, disappointed, try to get out, then we get a big bull bar. And then we get a potential low too short, but it doesn't trigger. And then we go higher. And then we get a breakout and then a follow-through bar. And now we have a wedge. So first push-up, pullback, second push-up, pullback, third push-up, pullback. So here's a low 3, tight, very tight channel. What happens if we break above it? Well, it's a wedge. And just like over here, we had a wedge bottom, 1, 2, 3. You can argue we broke below it, or maybe a wedge, 1, 2, 3, broke below it. We could easily get a bull breakout. And look right here, pause, outside up, pause. So at this point, did this breakout succeed or fail? Well, it looks like it failed. And here's a low one short. Well, not a low one short, but it's the first bar to trigger other than this one. Very tight channel. Boom, boom. So breakout, follow through bar. So what happened? Well, we had a bear breakout and a follow through bar, breaking below a trading range, and it was a second leg trap. So you have to be very careful, and this is one of the problems with selling closes using a wide stop and scaling in, is you have to know when to get out. Sorry about that. So this is one of the problems with scaling in, is you have to know if you're selling here and you're going to scale in and sell higher somewhere up here, you got to know when you're wrong. This is a breakout. This is a follow through bar. If it's truly going to be a breakout, you don't want to see this. So 60% chance you get a second leg down, not a 60% chance you get a second leg down. So if you're selling the close, stop up here, going for a risk reward, measure move down 1-to-1, here you're wrong. And you have to be very quick to be thinking, okay, I'm wrong, I'm going to get out at the close. Boom, it didn't let me out at my close. So what do I do here? Easiest thing to do, you sell the close. If you did, get out above this bar, or get out above this bar, but just get out. And you're out right here, above here, maybe above here, move on with the trade. Because if not, this happens, where you're going to break out and follow through. And now you're back to the open of the day. And another thing to point out, well, that's not quite a good example. Anyways, without going into a lot more detail with this day, because it's basically a trading range day, here's the open. So we broke below and we reversed back to the open. And one of the things about this day is when you look at it and you say, oh, it's a trading range. And what I could also make the argument is it's a channel. Take a line here, I make a parallel, I draw it right here, and I want to get rid of all this. And now what do you say? You say, wow, it's a bear channel, and we're selling off, we're selling off, we're selling off. We broke below the channel, we got to follow through, but within 5 bars we should fail and reverse back into the channel. Well, we reversed back into the channel, we should test the top of the channel. And what happened? Well, we basically test the top of the channel, maybe not, and maybe we did here. that's the problem with trading ranges, is it's never, broad channels are never clear until far into the channel. And at this point, it looks very obvious. But go back to what we were just looking at. Broke below yesterday's high, reversed up. So you always in a trading range, you always got to be suspicious when you get a high and lower highs. But same thing over here. Low, higher low. Maybe a higher low here. So anyways, not really a ton to talk about with today. It's trading range. Lots of trading range price action here. We broke below, went back into the range. You have some bears who, as this is selling off, they just say, you know what, it's trading range. I'm going to buy the low of this bar at 86 even, and I'll wait and I'll buy more above the bull bar. Right here, and maybe they get out break even, maybe they say, it's strong enough, I'll stay long, and look what happened. So bulls buy the low, try to get out here, it doesn't let them, lets them out right there. Trading range day, ultimately disappointing. I hope this video helps.